welcome back to my channel. I have a Project Pan update for you for my first Project Pan of 2017. It is going all right. I'm feeling okay about it. I wish I had more progress, but I'm also kind of okay with where I'm at with things. This is just my first go around for the year. So let's go ahead and talk about the things that I have finished. So the first thing I used up was the concealer 24-hour wear from Smashbox. I used this shade here. It was kind of hard to judge based on the one use that I got if I liked it or not. So I don't think I'll necessarily go out of my way to get it. If I had a longer sample, maybe that would have helped me, but it wasn't necessarily magical enough in this one-time use for me to be like, yes, I have to have this concealer. So I probably wouldn't buy it. I also used the Cover FX Illuminating Primer Base. I was down to here, and then I worked the rest of what was in this little container. To me, like, yes, it's a nice illuminating base, but it's not, like, I didn't love it. I don't think it was the best illuminating possible. It had this really like pearly sort of illumination to it, and I prefer more of that natural type of illumination. This felt very artificial in a sense, so I wasn't keen on this. I also used the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation in Mattifying and Shell. This is actually a nice color for me, and the coverage was really beautiful, but it was so matte. I have never seen my skin that matte before. It almost made me seem more pale than I was, or it made my paleness like more pronounced. I don't know what it was, but there was something about it where I was just like, I like it, the coverage is nice, but maybe it just seemed too makeup-y versus what I'm used to. You guys know I'm much more of like a natural, your skin but slightly better type of mentality, and not a like, it's clear I'm wearing a full face of foundation type of coverage. But if you're someone who likes that, I feel like this would be really nice. If you're somebody who's really oily, this will like suck all the oil out of your face, because it was the most mattifying thing I've ever put on before. So I definitely was glad to try it, but I don't think I would necessarily buy it. The last thing I used up was the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, which wasn't actually the makeup setting spray. I was just using this container because the like level of spray, the mist that this creates is just so lovely that I've actually been dumping other like setting sprays that I necessarily don't dislike, but dislike the sprayer of, to be able to use up. So I had in here the Honest Beauty like hydrating, refreshing setting spray, whatever it was. Didn't really like that though, so I'm glad I used it up, and now I'm dumping my e.l.f. setting spray in here. That's the last one that I have to use before I can move on back to my Too Cool for School. So I'm happy that that's also out of my collection despite it being different packaging and all that jazz. All right, now onto the things that I have left. I've been really bad about using my samples up for the weekends because the past 2 weekends I've had things to do where I don't have time to fiddle with makeup. It's been one of those things where I need to put makeup on, but I can't really play. And the same thing with like this upcoming weekend as well. So I'm hoping like during February break, which is coming up in like 2 weeks, that I'll be able to use all of these up, because they're just sort of like lagging around and I'm tired of them. So I have the Amazing Cosmetics Concealer in medium beige. It seems unlikely I'll be able to use this, but it's here for now. I have the Dr. Jart Beauty Balm Dissapore, the Tarte High Performance concealer shades, the foundation from Smashbox, the Guerlain BB cream, the Fresh Sugar Lip Serum Advanced Therapy, and then the Sephora sample here. So fingers crossed, next update those will be gone. Moving on to my little eyeshadow primer. This is the Cinderella Past Midnight. I was up here and now I am down to here, so some really nice progress. I'm hoping at the next update this will be gone. It's starting to get a little bit drier, even though I try to be really good about keeping the cap on here very tight. I think just because there's not a lot of product left in here, by default more air is getting in, because I have to kind of really always squeeze to get product out. So it's on its last legs. I want to make sure I can get through this before it dries out officially. I also have made some progress on my Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer Ultra Light formulation. This was basically brand new when I pulled it out after finishing up the Cover FX one, and this is where I am at with it. So really pleased with this. I actually find that I have to use more on here than I think I do, because it absorbs so quickly into my skin that if I put some on here and start to like pat it on, I can't rub it. Like I can't, you have to like really pat it in, and just like that it'll absorb. So I find like I have to use more than I'm, I guess, accustomed to or think I have to use. So it's going by a lot faster than I thought. This is a really awesome primer. I am gonna miss it. I feel like if you're somebody who struggles with oiliness, I feel like this does help combat that because it just is lightweight and it's very effective. I just really like this stuff. I think it's one of the best hard candy products I've ever tried, and there have been like 100 misses for that one success. Now on to my e.l.f. setting powder. This I am just working my way through. I do not have a ton of this left. It's my favorite. I have lots of backups of this. I don't know why I put it in here, but I did. I don't have a need to use it up. I just wanted to keep telling you guys how great it is. If you haven't tried that and you're looking for an under eye setting powder, that is the one. Next up, I have my Bare Minerals Moxie Get Ready. There is so little of this left, just a little nub. I'm hoping that a week's worth of use and this puppy will be gone because I've had it for forever. And I actually haven't really been using my lip gloss since I've been focusing on that lipstick, which is the Model Co. Lip Lacquer. My issue with this is I'm close to having to pull the stopper out of this, and once I pull the stopper out of lip glosses, I find that they cannot travel with me, like they can't be in my pocket or my purse because they start to, as they like tilt and move around, they start to like ooze out lip gloss, which is messy and I don't want to deal with it. So I feel like this technically should have been gone, but because I'm about to pull the stopper out, I've kept it on my makeup vanity, and that's where it will stay, and it will only be applied once a day because again, I just can't carry this with me, and I could put it on my desk at school, but then the odds of me bringing it back here to show you guys, slim to none. So we'll slowly work through that Model Co. once I'm done with that Marvelous Moxie one. The other thing that I have, and guys, I cannot believe I still have this. This is my Star Looks liner. The end is really starting to get worn down, but I'm still getting like, how do I still have this strong of a pigment on here? Like, it is just out of control how long this is lasting, and I like want to be like, I'm done with it, but I can't because it's still producing these good black lines. So this has been very eye-opening. I store all of my liquid and felt tip liners like this in a drawer basically, so I don't know if that is helping prolong the life of these, but I mean, man, this thing is so worth the money. I want to say it's like $16, and that seems like a lot compared to drugstore ones, but this doesn't dry out. Like, you just have this forever. So I'm keep plugging away at it. I have no idea when I'm gonna finish it. Then I have the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Spotlight in Champagne Gold. I have used this pretty much every single day, Monday through Friday since I started this project, even on the weekends sometimes, because I really do like it. And I like can't really tell where I've made progress. This is just one of those things where I'm trying very hard to resist taking out the stopper because I am getting plenty of product on here just with what I dip in and take out. But it's really hard to assess how I'm using this up because as you guys can see, product is getting caught up in here as the stopper like takes some of the liquid out. And then like along the sides here, it's like sticking. But if you look down here, you can see I've made progress. So I don't know how to mark this, but I assure you, I'm working through it and I'm loving it. I really love the gold on my skin tone. I know that sometimes when you're as pale as I am, and you put gold on, it can be very stark. But I think because I have red hair, it balances out because gold, as you can see with my earrings, gold looks pretty good with my complexion. So I feel like this is working for me despite how ridiculously pale I am. Two things I have are things that I have to mark old school here using pen and paper. So I've been working on the Milani Champagne Toast Stick since literally this project started, and I have made some really good movement on here. I find that this is relatively creamy, but I have to sharpen it often because as you can see, the wood, the pencil, I don't know, whatever that black section is called, I will wear this down really quickly, and then even though I feel like I'll have like shadow that I can work with, I find myself like unevenly hitting that black point on my eyelid. So I sharpen it a lot, which sometimes I'm like, I wish it was duller and I didn't have to sharpen it until it was actually very dull. But I've been working through it, and this is the last shadow stick I'm gonna work on for a long time because I spent like the last, I feel like 6 months working on shadow sticks, and I've neglected my Maybelline color tattoos and my other potted like bases that I wanna go back and work through a bunch of those this year. And then the not so great progress is my NYX Wonder Pencil. I have made very little progress on this puppy. But in all fairness, I use this on my waterline. That's the only place I use this liner. So I feel like the progress is going to be slow always, just because you can only put so much product on the waterline, and if you're not using it anywhere else and you're using very little product, it's gonna be slow go. But that's it for this update. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty good right now about project panning, and I feel like I've made some good progress, but I definitely can do better, especially like with these need to go. Like I need to use those and move on with my life. But that's it for me. I will talk to you guys in my next video real soon.